The questioner says, yesterday in a session you said you fear only that which you don't speak out. I take this opportunity. I fear sexual impotence. Why? Is it related to my desire for sex and its pleasures? I don't see any foundation for this fear, but it is very much there with me. Please help. Gagan, when you do not know who you are, when you do not know your real face, then you want to construct an image of yours to fill up your ignorance. That image obviously does not come from your innermost point. Had you been in touch with the innermost, why would you want an image in the first place? So you do not know who you are. Then you go about asking about yourself. You need some kind of self-identity. You ask for an image. And where do you get that image from? The world, the society, the people, media, everywhere. That image is obviously not who you are. That image is meant to tell you who you should be as per the worldly standards. So now you have an glorified, idealized, sanitized image in front of you. And you say, this is how I should be. This is the result of lack of self-knowledge. If you don't have self-knowledge, you will have a self-image. And that image, we are saying, comes from here and there. That image is an ideal. That image is about the world's and social expectations of how you should be. So now you have an image there. And it's a crooked image. Nobody can live up to it. Nobody deserves to live up to it. Great fears arise from that image. Because the image comes from a world that is obsessed with sex. So the image that a young man has is of someone who is a sexual predator, an acrobat, a gymnast on bed. This is what literature tells you. This is what popular fashion and role models indirectly tell you. And this is what porn directly tells you. Directly and indirectly, you are being given the image of the ideal young man. Never for a moment must you forget that you need that image in the first place because you don't have self-knowledge. In front of that image, you will always be a dwarf. And that will lead to an inferiority feeling inside you. You see what is happening? Self knowledge, if absent, causes distorted, debauched knowledge, and debauched knowledge gives you complexes. Ignorance leads to a feeling of inferiority. You are afraid of the matter mentioned because you feel that your sexual activity or performance or drive will not be up to the standards set by the world. And you are afraid of the world. Why are you afraid of the world? Because the one thing that should have been purely yours is instead borrowed from the world. You have fine reason to be worried and afraid. It is not that you have borrowed something from the world. You have borrowed yourself. Now look at the depth of your fear. If the world becomes hostile to you, it will not take away a thing or two. It will take away you, the person. Because all that which the person is has been supplied by the world. You are terribly afraid of the world. And you are terribly afraid because you don't have anything that you can really call as your own. That which you can call as your own is called Atma. If you abide by the Atma, then all your fears will be superficial. Because only the superficial will be in the danger of being withdrawn or robbed or stolen or disappearing. Because only the superficial will be prone to disappearance. Hence your fears will be superficial. But your very center comes from elsewhere. So your fear is very, very central. You shiver right up to the core. You are not only afraid, you are mortally afraid. You are not merely thinking of a bit of dispossession. Your danger is of total disappearance. There is great difference between dispossession and disappearance. You do not possess a thing versus you do not exist. What scares you more? Hmm? And if you have to exist, then you will have to exist as per your image masters, because that's where your appearance is coming from. They are saying exist this way, and you have no option because you have no independent existence. So you try hard to exist the way your masters tell you, and it's very difficult to live up to, extremely difficult. So all your life you live in guilt and fear. Hmm? That's the punishment of those who do not live in their true identity. They'll have to borrow identities. Like borrowed clothes, like an ill fitting borrowed pair of jeans. Hmm? You do not know sex, all you know is a concept of sex. That concept comes from here and there, and it's a very terrifying concept. That which should have been like breathing, like speaking, like walking, has been turned into a test of your worth. Because this world knows no contentment, no God. So it tries to gain fulfillment through sex. And asks you to be a factory of sexual performance. Neither can you be that, nor do you need to be that. Do you think about your nose so much? This too is an extension of the body. You get the hint, right? If you don't think about your fingers, see fingers? If you don't think about your fingers so much, who taught you to think so much about your penis? Hmm? Those whose lives are penis-centric. And if you don't have a God-centric life, you will have a penis-centric life. Nothing else. It's either the Shivling or your own ling. No third option is there. And when there is no Shiv in your life, then you load your own ling with tremendous expectations. It's a poor thing. How much and for how long can it satisfy you? I'm not even talking of satisfying your partner. No partner might have complained, yet you are afraid. Don't you see it is not about your performance but about your self-image? And what do you mean by performance? Are you working somewhere, responsible to some factory manager, accountable, answerable? Do you proceed by the stop clock? How long did it last? Are these your love accessories? An inch tape, a stopwatch, a test tube, a hammer? All must be tested, you know. Strength, ductility, elasticity, fragility. Young's modulus must be calculated. You know of that, you are an engineer. Solvency. What happens if the damn thing starts dissolving in a fluid environment? You must have all the numbers ready with you. A thermometer, a barometer. Do you think so much about your beard or your hand, even about your brain? Who taught you, I am asking again, who taught you to think so much about one particular organ of the body? Go into it. Your heart is infinitely more important than anything else. How much attention do you give it? Heart both, literally and metaphorically. How much importance do you give to the physical heart as well as the spiritual heart? Place importance where it really lies. Otherwise, your mind will be just full of nonsense. You must have heard of the word bird brained. Worse than that is being dick brained. You are putting so much energy into these matters because your energy is not going to the right place. Know life, know yourself. Be a lover of intelligence. Then you will have no space, time, or inclination left to worry about nonsense. Self-image is needed because self-knowledge is not there. Be more and more concerned with self-knowledge. Then all these hallucinations will just evaporate.